Now, breaking news from RTV6.
And now at 11, we are following breaking news out of Westfield tonight, where multiple people are believed hurt in a stage collapse at Westfield Washington High School. This is video of what happened. We are just getting this into our newsroom. You can see right there, you see a bunch of people's heads. They started falling. That was the stage collapsing. The auditorium was packed tonight. A sold-out audience for a performance of American Pie. As you just saw, the stage simply buckled.
I want to go out to our photographer, Joe Lynch, who was on the scene.
Joe, what can you tell us? You just arrived there a short time ago.
This is Joe Lynch. I'm here at the scene at the school. I've got two witnesses who actually saw what happened, Hannah and Chloe Sullivan. What did you guys see? What happened?
Well, I was on the stage when it happened. I was a dancer performing in the show, and it was the grand finale, and I was standing just a few inches away from the orchestra pit, which collapsed when a bunch of people got on it, and yeah.
And what did you see?
I was in the audience in the back of the auditorium watching her, and I just remember seeing her standing right up against the edge of the pit, and then the pit collapsing and a lot of people going down, and it was really terrifying.
Yeah, we are waiting for new video that we are expecting into our newsroom at any moment. This is a different shot of the stage collapsing. It's coming up right there. You see a solo, a woman singing a solo, and then soon all the students will converge onto the stage. Here they come, and we're going to let you watch as the stage just collapses. Again, we're hearing no serious injuries from bystanders. That's what we're hearing. Watch this.
This is our first time seeing this as well. Oh, my goodness.
It's hard to say exactly how many of the students fell into that orchestra pit, the way it's being described by everybody. I don't know, maybe 20, 30, 40. It's hard to tell. There were so many on both sides of that singer. But here it is again for you. This happened tonight during a version of American Pie at Westfield High School. All of a sudden, the orchestra pit collapses.
Very, very hard to watch. Here's a new picture of the scene. It looks like the aftermath there of that stage collapse in the auditorium, again, at Westfield High School. I was trying to get you the latest on this, but what we know right now is there are multiple injuries coming from this incident. It's a stage collapse at Westfield High School. It happened in the auditorium, which was packed. There was a performance of American Pie taking place, again, in the auditorium of Westfield High School. It was during the grand finale. There were many people on the stage, and all of a sudden the orchestra pit collapsed. We're taking a look at some live video right there, someone being rolled out in a wheelchair. We want to go back out live to the scene now. We do have another interview.
At first, from where I was standing, it kind of looked like a dance move. Everybody kind of fell at once, and then it went silent. The music stopped. And that's when we realized that that was not planned, and the sounds and sights were pretty horrible.
Very unexpected. No, and some people said they even thought it was part of the show. Tell me about that.
I actually had a friend who was on there, and she said that she kind of felt it shake a little bit, but people just couldn't get off in time. So no, completely unexpected.
And you're hearing that no serious injuries here tonight? Is that what you're hearing from the inside?
Maybe a couple broken bones, or maybe a couple hit heads, but I don't think it's anything too bad. Maybe, hopefully.
Chance, we know you just got there, but you've been gathering information. What are you able to tell us right now?
Yeah, guys, we're here live at the scene now. As you can see behind me, there's easily a dozen more flashing lights, police cars, fire trucks, ambulances are all in the parking lot and in the surrounding area around the high school. Emergency personnel are sort of gathering all the information they can right now. I just briefly spoke with Mayor Andy Cook, who was, walking by in between errands. He said they should have more information in the way of an official update as far as what happened in the next 20 minutes or so. You can see over my left shoulder Mayor Cook, representatives from Indiana State Police, the fire department. That's what they're doing right now. They're huddling, making sure that they've got all the accurate information to present. There's obviously information coming in from everywhere, but the video is, very troubling. The one that we have looks like dozens to me. We'll get maybe more of an official count again here in a few minutes, but reports of multiple injuries here on the scene at Westfield High School. For now, back to you.
Patrick, what did you see? What happened?
I mean, we were just watching the play and everything was fine, and then all of a sudden everybody ran on the stage and it was all playing, but then the stage, the middle part just fell.
We're back out at the scene here. I actually have a live interview of my own. You recognize this guy, though, Brad Brown. He came out to help us out. Appreciate that. You say you have some experience on this stage.
Yeah, just by I guess blind luck at this point. Last October, one of our local Miss Indiana pageants, the Miss Central Indiana pageant, was on this stage out here at Westfield High School. So I had a chance to be on this stage not all that long ago. It's set up real similar to a lot of the auditoriums around the area here. I'm going to use my phones, Jason, if you want to kind of follow me along here. The stage is kind of set up like, just if this is kind of the generic stage area, the orchestra pit that sits in front of it is its own separate area. And the video that I think I've seen, the orchestra pit would have been covered up with an extra set of wood, essentially. It's real standard when schools aren't using the pit for anything with the band down there. We use it for our judges on a local pageant scale. They cover that up. Well, what happens is you put too much weight and too many bodies on that, and that's going to give. What happens is, it's just taking a look at the video, is they got too many bodies kind of bouncing up and down, the kids having fun there. That's a drop, kind of depending on what pit you're in, of about 6 or 8 feet.
We've been working the phones. We've been trying to get a hold of the auditorium director for this school. Have not been able to get a hold of him, so I've been hitting the internet, of course, trying to get some more information about the auditorium itself. And here's what we've learned from website from the website schooldesigns.com. They say that the high school was built in 1998 for $39.5 million, and that auditorium was included in that.
All the injured has been transported or been taken to the hospital by themselves or parents or something like that.
What do you know about what collapsed? Was it the stage? Was it a covering over the orchestra pit? Have you guys been...
The only thing I can tell you right now is the stage.
I was actually in the collapse. I was on stage when it happened. Our whole cast was out on stage, and the majority of us fell in. And I was right at the front, and some wood landed on top of people, and right after it happened, first off, none of us could really believe what was happening. And then right after it happened, there were some people who were kind of trapped under some wood, and we first did a great job getting all of that off everybody.
30 of those doctors and nurses went down into the orchestra pit to help those kids who had fallen about 10 feet. And he said it was just remarkable the way all of them came together.
According to officials, at least a dozen people involved in the production were rushed to area hospitals overnight because of this incident. That includes 10 people brought to St. Vincent's Carmel location, 3 brought to the St. Vincent's 86th Street location here behind me, including the most serious case involved in this, a girl who was considered to be in critical, life-threatening condition in the late hours of last night after she hit her head on a beam during that bad fall and even injured her foot. Now, after they did CAT scans and X-ray scans on her, the results came back pretty positive, and they actually lifted that critical condition off of her, that label off.
From what I saw last night, our police and fire services that trained extensively on this kind of an incident, we're doing an excellent job. And the key to this always is the aspect of the communications, because we'll have 5 or 6 different agencies in here, and the way they all work together here in Hamilton County is very, very impressive. I was able to speak with one father who assured me his son was just fine. At another hospital, I was actually able to get back into the emergency room and talk to 3 young ladies. All 3 of them, including the one that was initially listed as critical, were in very good spirits. I was thrilled to see that.
Now, we also understood the principal of Westfield High School is meeting with her staff, the faculty, at this hour, at this minute. But at 7:33 this morning, she will be meeting with students to talk about what happened. She did tweet out saying that American Pie is a family. And this whole incident, the stage collapse that happened last night, has actually worked as something to bond people together even more as they rally behind all the victims of this. We've learned that most of the injuries were minor injuries, mainly scrapes, bruises, cuts, and scrapes, and so that's fortunate there. We're also hearing that later today, the state fire marshal at 8 o'clock will meet with police and fire investigators to look at the stage. The stage of the auditorium in there is now an incident scene, most likely roped off from people, so that investigators can get in there and look at what might have led to the stage giving way. They're going to look at when the structure was was built, the upgrades that it may have had over the years, how many people were on it, and the weight that it could hold. They'll take all of that information and put it together to find out how to prevent this from happening in the future.